classic flow trail. And these carbon bars are 25 years old, so a little bit deadly. Oh. Whoa! Oh my god! I probably should go a little bit. I probably should go a little bit easy, a little bit easier. But this is too much fun. G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Another day of retro content. Beautiful sunny day today, and I thought that I might take out my GT Avalanche for a ride. So yeah, this is it. It's a 96 GT Avalanche. I basically bought it as a frame, and it was in some pretty rough condition. Really pitted, really faded, really dulled out. And so what I've done is I've basically built this bike from the frame up. I built it to LE spec. The difference between an Avalanche and Avalanche LE is basically the spec. I've got an XT rear derailleur, XT cassette, Dior LX, I think it's a 563 crank, XT front derailleur, XT rear brakes. She's got the Dior LX parallax hub as well. Yeah, the bike's running the Mavic SUP 117s with the Panaracer Smoke Dart tyre combo. I got some Tioga Mountaineer carbon bars, XT shifters. I do actually have an XTR on the set of V-brakes on the front here, and obviously I've also got the Steed springs that are put into the Duty XC. So the cartridges were okay in these forks, but the elastomers were completely shot. So these springs have pretty much brought it back to life. And with the Steed springs, you can actually buy them to your body weight, so it's got the correct spring rate as well. So the bike works pretty good, but I've only really ridden it on bike paths and footpaths. So today I'm pretty keen to take this bike out and hit some trails with it as well. So it should work really well. I'm hoping it works really well. I guess there's only one real way to find out, and that's to take it for a bit of a burn. Okay, this trail will be a bit of a test. This is called Grand Flow. This has got a lot of left-right transitions. Not the greatest trail for the forward bias. Whoa. Front dive then. Now I'm going to stop and put the seat down as far as it goes. That's it. Now with the hardtail with a stiff spring in it, line choice is critical, and staying light on your feet. Oh, staying light on the bike. Oh my god. Why do I do these things? Because it's fun, that's why. And that's it. Is it not fun to restore an old bike that you got as a frame for 50 bucks to the point where it's near showroom condition again, and then take it out for a thrash? Like, why not? Oh, body, oh, bit of a drop. Oh, not a big fan of leaning over the front of the bike. I feel like I'm completely over the front wheel. Whereas with the enduro bikes of today, even like the modern cross-country bike, you're sort of you're back behind the fork crown almost. So this is definitely an experience. Whoa, whoa, whoa. But she's handling it with ease. This bike is like double the age of my kids. And look at it go. Alright, I'm a bit slow through here. It's hard to pedal that bit. Oh shit! Oh my god. The skinny little tyres though, these are quite grippy. They almost feel better than my Max's Ardents. Yeah. Normally gap that on the big bike. Woo. Wow. There's still a leg burner no matter what bike you ride though, this trail is. Yeah, bit of air. Grom flow on a 96 Avalanche. Oh, yeah boy. Oh, what a fun trail. That's how far down I had the seat. That's crazy. I definitely miss, I wish they invented dropper posts back in the day. That's how much travel I've used with these Steed springs. So this was the blue rated spring. I'm 90 kilos. I do have a water backpack on and all that, so it's used a bit of a travel, which is great. Bike is holding up so far, no crazy squeaks or grinds or anything, so that is a testament to the bike of this age. Bars are hanging in there. Brakes are working pretty good now that the brake pads are bed in, because when I built the bike up, obviously the brakes were late 90s vintage, so the pads were hard as a rock and they really did not work very well at all. So far no buckles in the rim that I know of, so yeah, that is cool. All right, let's go back up. Oh, switchback climbs, this thing does with ease. Absolutely ripped. So when you got a dual suspension bike, you get accustomed to sitting down and grinding it out on the climb, whereas with these old bikes there was a lot of seat up onto the bar end and standing up on the pedal climbing, from what I remember. Tell you what though, all of the components are working as they should. So switchback grind, the cassette's good, the chain's good, oh, the derailleur's changing slick, the brakes are working as they can for rim V brakes, the shifters are just bang bang working quickly. So yeah, absolutely no complaints, man. This trail will be a bit of a test because it's got a lot of undulations and directions changes and a lot of rough brake zones like that. So see how we go. I don't know why I'm doing rough downhill trails on a hardtail. Ooh, braking bumps. Brakes are starting to get a bit hot. Look through the corners. And line choice and light on the feet. Okay, that's pretty rough and rugged. Whoa. Foot out, flat out. Oh my god, that rock garden. Oh, this is on flow, this bit. This part of the track's called Blue Luge. You can see why it's called Blue Luge. Whoa, loose as a goose. Oh, that was sick. Tell you what, man, for a bike this age, it absolutely ripped. Woo. Stoked with that little run, that was cool. So takeaways from this is, for a bike at this age, even though I guess it's freshly built, it absolutely rips. Another cool thing about restoring this bike is when I had hardtails back in the 90s, I was pretty young, like 19, 20, before I went to dual suspension, and like the first thing that we do when we get a hardtail would be modify the shit out of it to make it suited to sort of downhill riding, albeit pretty primitive back then. This is like 94, 95, 96 pre dual suspension bikes, and riding it now in the form that it was sort of would have been sold in, as you know, a hardtail with cross country parts, flat bars, actually really gives me appreciation of like how the bike was designed to perform. So what I mean is, like, as a sort of downhill bike, how I used to ride it, aggressive hardtail, it was pretty ordinary. Like, obviously there was no suspension on the rear, the suspension forks weren't up to it. Like I would have had, I think I had a Ricochet or a Pantera frame with Manitou 2 forks, but then I would have put a Zonic downhill bars on it. I'll put a 1x chainring on it as soon as I could. I would have ridden it with cantilever brakes, but heavy downhill tires, chain protection device, and then just ridden it purely on downhill tracks, doing like shuttle runs with cars. And obviously the bike performed crap, but now that I'm an old man, riding it in its cross-country form, I actually get an appreciation of what this bike can actually do, or what its design purpose was. So yeah, that's a bit of a food for thought. All right, I'll get out of this wind. Yeah, so the old girl held up really well. Like, I used probably that much travel on the duties. The duties felt stiff, not too flexy compared to the Indy SLs on my blue backwards. Rims are good, hubs held up well, gears changed unreal. I had a little bit of ghost shifting on the front derailleur, but I just think that this probably needs like a little bit of adjustment as well. So yeah, but all in all, she went sweet. So yeah, so that's it. That's my little retro ride on the GT Avalanche 96. Thanks for watching. If you did, give this video a like or subscribe. Drop a comment if you've got a bike like this, or you feel inspired to rebuild an old bike you got rusting in the shed. And yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, see you out in the trails.